They are not the strongest. So what makes the African wild dog such a formidable predator? The answer lies not in a single strike, but in how the pack reacts as the situation shifts. Whenever their prey changes direction, they swiftly adjust their positions, maintaining the pressure and steadily narrowing the escape route. Yet, when the prey stops fleeing and turns to fight back, can that advantage be sustained? Across the savannas, grasslands, and scrublands of sub-Saharan Africa, the African wild dog stands out with its lean build, long legs, and large ears. Typically weighing between 40 and 80 pounds, they can reach speeds of nearly 44 miles per hour in bursts and possess remarkable endurance. However, their greatest advantage lies in pack coordination. Adjusting positions, cutting off escape routes, and maintaining relentless pressure. Speed provides an edge, endurance prolongs the chase, and coordination makes the wild dog a formidable predator. A defining instinct of the wild dog is the tight coordination within the pack. Each hunt is a calculated tactical operation, with individuals assuming specific roles, such as leading, cutting off escape paths, or actively pursuing the prey. They communicate through vocalizations and body language, maintaining constant cohesion. Thanks to this teamwork, even a small pack can bring down prey many times their size, making them exceptionally effective hunters. For the hyena, finding food is only one part of the survival equation. More importantly, it must weigh whether the opportunity is worth the risk. Widely distributed across sub-Saharan Africa, adult hyenas typically weigh between 40 and 80 kilograms, boasting powerful jaws, great stamina, and speeds reaching nearly 60 kilometers per hour. Capable of both hunting and scavenging, they remain constantly alert to their surroundings. Today, a lone hyena spotted something worth investigating. Not far away, a pack of wild dogs had just made a kill and was gathering around their prey. The hyena crept through the tall grass, slowly closing the distance with the intention of contesting the meal. However, it was spotted before it could get much closer. The entire pack immediately charged, snapping at its heels, flanks, and tail, forcing the hyena to run while spinning around to protect its belly and hindquarters. Whenever the hyena slowed down, the wild dogs closed in, leaving it no chance to return to the kill. Faced with the pressure of numbers, the hyena abandoned its attempt to steal the food. It accelerated toward a nearby body of water and plunged in to shake off the pursuit. The wild dogs did not follow, instead returning to surround their prey and secure the fruits of their collective hunt. The meal provided the nutrition the wild dogs needed to survive, while the hyena retreated to live and hunt another day. This encounter demonstrates that survival depends not only on strength, but also on the ability to assess risk, coordinate effectively, and know when to stop. Such competition plays a vital role in regulating food resources and maintaining ecological balance. An impala can leap nearly 3 meters into the air, boosting its chances of escaping predators. Primarily found in East and Southern Africa, they live in herds across savannas, grasslands, and open woodlands near water sources, remaining constantly vigilant and quick to react to danger. However, in this instance, an impala separated from its herd was forced into the water to evade pursuit in an environment where its leaping ability was rendered useless and the protection of the herd was lost. While foraging, the pack of wild dogs quickly spotted the opportunity and immediately changed course. Instead of waiting on the bank, several members entered the water one by one, closing the distance. Pressured by the approaching pack, the prey tried to change direction and swim further out, but the dogs continued to tighten the circle. Within seconds, the lead dogs caught up, clamping their jaws onto the impala's neck as the rest of the pack rushed in to assist. A struggle ensued as the prey attempted to retreat into deeper water, but the water's resistance made it difficult to maintain balance. The wild dogs kept up the pressure, coordinating to hold and drag the animal toward the shore, leaving no opening for escape. After minutes of resistance, the impala's strength waned and its struggle ended. The pack hauled the prey onto the bank, concluding the hunt and sharing the hard-won meal. In the wild, speed and leaping ability are only effective when the environment allows. Here, the terrain advantage shifted, while the wild dogs maintained their numerical strength, coordination, and relentless pressure until the very end. The resulting meal sustained the pack, and the hunt offered a clear lesson. The ability to adapt to circumstances and coordinate at the right moment can be just as crucial as any physical advantage. In the Serengeti, Tanzania, warthogs must remain constantly vigilant across the vast grasslands, where danger can emerge from any direction. They avoid dense bushland due to limited visibility and the heightened risk of ambush. An adult weighing between 150 and 250 pounds typically shelters in abandoned burrows, yet even this refuge offers no guarantee of safety. That reality becomes starkly apparent when a pack of African wild dogs pauses at the burrow entrance to observe. They move deliberately, fanning out to cover escape routes while maintaining a calculated distance and applying constant pressure. Left with no other option, the warthog suddenly bolts. Instantly, the pack accelerates in unison, closing the circle and steering the prey's path. Across the open grassland, the chase unfolds in tense silence. The warthog struggles to maintain a gap and find an escape route, but the dogs constantly shift positions to press in closer. Finally, the prey is subdued and the pack gathers around their hard-won catch. In the wild, the ability to observe, position oneself, and react at the right moment can determine survival long before the chase even begins. Across the Nile River system and the wetlands of Africa, crocodiles spend the vast majority of their time in or near the water, rarely straying far from it. They often lie motionless at the water's edge, where antelopes and zebras come to drink, capitalizing on the proximity to launch close-range attacks. However, once they leave this familiar environment, the predator's advantage can shift rapidly. A pack of wild dogs approaches, quickly spreading out to probe the situation. Whenever the crocodile turns to react, the dogs instantly retreat out of biting range and shift their angle of attack, forcing their opponent to constantly adjust its position. None of the dogs risk a direct frontal assault. The pressure from multiple directions causes the crocodile to lose its advantage on land, forcing it to inch backward toward the nearby water. Eventually, the crocodile slips into the water and the wild dogs halt, bringing the confrontation to an end without a decisive strike. The wild dogs rely on their numbers and coordination, while the crocodile chooses to return to the environment where it holds the upper hand. This encounter illustrates a vital principle of survival. Not every confrontation must be settled by brute force. Recognizing when conditions are no longer favorable and retreating at the right moment is also a way to preserve life. Their ability to withstand heat and water scarcity makes the oryx well adapted to the arid regions, semi-deserts, and dry savannas of southern Africa. They obtain most of their necessary moisture from their diet, typically live in herds, and possess horns measuring 75 to 120 centimeters, weapons capable of inflicting serious injury on predators. However, when an oryx becomes separated from the herd, it loses the advantage of collective vigilance and support, forcing it to face danger alone. Upon spotting the solitary prey, the wild dogs begin to approach from multiple directions. The oryx immediately lowers its head, using its horns to fend off the attackers and forcing those charging in to dodge. For a few moments, it manages to keep the pack at bay, yet as its attention is drawn to one side, other dogs instantly close in from the opposite direction. A relentless series of attacks causes the oryx to lose its balance. It is eventually pulled to the ground and rendered unable to resist further. The resulting kill provides the wild dogs with the energy needed to survive. Although the oryx possesses dangerous horns, the wild dogs overcome these defenses through collective strength and coordinated, multi-directional attacks. It is this ability to support one another that enables them to hunt effectively and survive in a fiercely competitive environment. A body weighing over 200 kilograms usually suggests power rather than speed, yet the lion possesses both. Over short distances, they can reach speeds of 70 to 80 kilometers per hour, utilizing strong shoulders and powerful forelimbs to subdue their prey. On the African savanna, tall grass and thickets allow lions to approach targets at close range. However, today, near a water source, this formidable predator is drawing the attention of a pack of wild dogs. Near the water, the pack of wild dogs spots the lion but avoids a direct approach. They fan out in a wide circle, constantly shifting positions and gradually closing the gap while remaining safely out of counterattack range. The lion pivots to track their movements, yet the pressure mounts. As the space tightens, it suddenly accelerates in one direction, forcing the encircling pack to scatter instantly. When the pressure peaks, the lion suddenly surges forward to break the ring and clear an escape route. The dogs dodge the charge, then quickly change direction to close in from multiple angles, maintaining a controlled distance. After being repeatedly hemmed in, the lion is forced to retreat, ceding the area to the pack. The lion chooses to leave the area, while the pack halts once the threat has receded. This encounter illustrates how individual power and collective strength operate differently. The lion holds the advantage in direct confrontation, whereas wild dogs rely on numbers, spacing, and coordination. In the wild, knowing how to leverage one's strengths and avoid unnecessary conflict is also a vital part of survival. Speed and endurance enable wild dogs to sustain a hunt, but it is coordination that allows the pack to fully harness its collective strength. Their ability to support one another, adapt their approach and maintain pressure helps them secure prey, protect their food sources, and ensure their survival. It is this collective power that has made the wild dog one of Africa's formidable predators, even without possessing overwhelming physical strength. Amidst the quiet of the grasslands, the lion initiates a sequence of actions, starting with movements that are almost imperceptible. It does not lunge immediately. Instead, it observes, calculates, and waits for the precise moment. The tension generated by the lion builds steadily with every step and every subtle shift in distance. When all elements align and the timing is perfect, what is it that truly determines the final outcome? Warthogs inhabit savannas, open woodlands, scrublands, and semi-arid regions near water sources, frequently moving between grazing grounds and areas containing burrows. They utilize burrows originally dug by aardvarks for shelter and rearing their young. Possessing a keen sense of smell and hearing allows them to detect danger from afar. Consequently, their foraging is punctuated by frequent pauses to scan the surroundings. These repeated, brief pauses create a vulnerability. However, as their attention becomes fragmented, a lioness exploits this lapse in attention. She has been stalking the warthog for hours, keeping her body low and weaving through the brush to remain concealed. She approaches from downwind, steadily closing the gap. When the warthog lowers its head for an extended period, the moment to strike is set. The lioness accelerates. The silence gives way to a short, swift, and decisive chase. The warthog turns and runs toward the nearest burrow, but its escape route has already been cut off. There is insufficient distance to flee, and the lioness quickly closes in. Within seconds, the prey is subdued and dragged from the open ground to a secure location. The hunt concludes with a clear victory for the lioness. This sequence demonstrates a tightly controlled progression of actions, from initial observation to the precise timing of the attack. While the warthog remains vigilant to minimize risk, even a momentary lapse is enough to forfeit its advantage. In open terrain, the outcome often hinges on the ability to capitalize precisely on those final, critical seconds. Inhabiting Tanzania and various regions across Africa, the cheetah is adapted to semi-arid plains that offer wide visibility. It is a calm, cautious animal, less aggressive than other big cats. When injured, its speed drops and its ability to maintain a safe distance falters. This decline leaves it vulnerable as its protective buffer is compromised. As the gap narrows dangerously, a male lion stalks from behind, maintaining a steady distance while gauging the prey's running rhythm. He does not accelerate immediately, waiting instead for signs of fatigue. When the cheetah's speed dips, a second lion appears from the opposite direction, cutting off the escape route. With the path blocked, the pressure shifts into a direct attack. Trapped in this confined space, the cheetah attempts to accelerate and regain its distance but lacks the necessary reserves. The lions close in from both sides, maintaining control and restricting movement. Weakened, the cheetah's reaction time slows. Within seconds, it is subdued and the confrontation ends. This outcome highlights the distinction between raw speed and the ability to sustain pressure. The cheetah relies on distance for survival, but once that distance is compromised, its advantage vanishes. The elimination of the rival brings a conclusion to a confrontation that had been brewing all along. Inhabiting open woodlands and grasslands near water sources, zebras are widely distributed across Africa, with significant populations in South Africa. They travel in herds, often associating with wildebeests to enhance their ability to detect danger. While sight and hearing provide early warnings, reliance on the herd formation can sometimes slow individual reactions. This slight delay creates a small opening, an opportunity that places the zebra squarely in a lion's sights. From this vantage point, a lioness lies in ambush within the brush, keeping her body low and minimizing movement. She monitors the herd's rhythm, gauges the wind direction, and closes the distance. The moment an individual strays from the formation, the time to strike arrives. With the safety gap gone, the lioness lunges, forcing the prey to react within a split second. The zebra reacts quickly but fails to create enough distance to escape. It turns to rejoin the herd, only to find its path cut off. The lioness closes in, seizing the neck and maintaining constant pressure. As other members of the pride arrive to assist, the zebra's resistance fades. It is brought down, and the hunt concludes decisively. This outcome is the result of a sequence of precise actions, ranging from initial observation to the perfect moment of attack. While the zebra herd relies on collective vigilance for safety, even a minor deviation is enough to alter the situation entirely. The prey is then dragged to a secure spot, becoming a source of nourishment for the entire pride. Across the vast plains of sub-Saharan Africa, the giraffe moves among sparse clusters of trees where long-range visibility allows it to detect threats early. It memorizes water sources and food-rich areas, selecting seasonal routes to ensure its safety. However, when it strays from the herd, the surrounding open space expands, and its field of vision begins to reveal more vulnerabilities. As these weaknesses become apparent, the pride of lions does not rush in. Instead, they disperse, maintaining their distance while constantly adjusting their positions. They keep up silent pressure, waiting for the perfect angle of attack. When the prey's rear is exposed for a fleeting moment, the signal to strike is given. A lioness instantly accelerates, closing the gap rapidly and latching onto the giraffe's hindquarters. Once a firm grip is established, intense pressure mounts from multiple directions. The giraffe kicks and twists its body to maintain balance, but every movement is disrupted, pulling it off kilter. Relentless pressure causes its control to rapidly deteriorate. After a tense struggle, the giraffe's strength fails, and it collapses. As the encounter reaches its conclusion, the entire sequence demonstrates the pride's precise control over every stage of the hunt. Even a massive animal loses its advantage when forced to react to threats from multiple directions. The prey becomes a source of nourishment for the entire pride, bringing the orchestrated sequence to a close. Distributed across East and Southern Africa, wildebeest congregate in large numbers, particularly in Namibia, migrating seasonally in search of fresh grass and water. These migrations involve millions of animals, often moving alongside zebras and gazelles to enhance collective vigilance. While the dense flow of the herd offers a sense of safety, such high density limits individual control. This loss of control creates points of disruption, presenting opportunities for predators. Seizing such an opportunity, a lioness trails the herd, maintaining her distance while waiting for the disruption to spread. She does not rush to accelerate. Instead, she holds her course and monitors fluctuations in the herd's movement. When an individual collides with another and momentarily loses momentum, the moment of opportunity becomes clear. The lioness then accelerates in a straight line, forcing the prey away from the main body of the herd. Once forced out of the moving column, the wildebeest attempts to rejoin but finds no gap to slip back in. As the space closes, the prey's movement options dwindle. The lioness closes in from behind, maintaining a controlled distance and constant pressure. Within seconds, the prey completely loses its stride and is brought down behind the herd. This sequence demonstrates how the entire event unfolds, linking a minor disruption to a continuous chain of actions. In a massive migrating herd, a single collision is enough to trigger a decisive shift. This interaction sustains a natural cycle, helping to maintain the ecosystem's balance. Across semi-arid grasslands, the hyena moves swiftly through short grass and open expanses, where long-range visibility allows for the early detection of threats. Its problem-solving abilities are highly developed, sometimes rivaling those of certain primates. While this acuity often helps avoid conflict, operating alone in such vast, open terrain makes it increasingly difficult to monitor every direction effectively. As its situational control begins to wane, the lions pinpoint their target and precisely maneuver to intercept it. Rather than charging immediately, they methodically tighten the circle, gradually cutting off escape routes. The hyena accelerates and constantly shifts direction, seeking an opening, only to be met with new barriers at every turn, causing its margin of safety to vanish rapidly. Once the encirclement closes in, pressure mounts from multiple directions with escalating intensity. The lions take turns closing the distance, maintaining a relentless offensive rhythm. The hyena snaps back and makes sharp turns, yet struggles to contend with threats coming from all sides. The unremitting pressure causes its reactions to slow. After repeated close-range assaults, the hyena's stamina fails, and it is subdued. As the pressure reaches its peak, the encounter vividly demonstrates the lion's decisive control over both space and timing. Even an intelligent animal loses its advantage when its movement options are steadily constricted. The confrontation concludes with the lions in total control, bringing the sequence of events to a definitive end. Across the great grasslands of North America, though their relatives live mostly in Africa, the image of the spotted hyena is etched into the minds of anyone who studies the art of survival. Stocky, yet agile, an adult can weigh up to 140 pounds. With powerful forequarters and sloping backs that give them their distinctive build, their jaws are among the strongest in the animal kingdom, generating a bite force of over 1,000 pounds per square inch, enough to crush the hardest bones. Hyenas are not solitary animals. They live in complex social groups called clans, sometimes numbering over 80 members. In each clan, everyone knows their place. A strict hierarchy ruled by females determines who eats first and who risks themselves in the hunt. This matriarchal system is rare among large predators and shapes every part of their lives. Their hearing can detect sounds from miles away, and their sharp sense of smell can pick up the faintest scent of prey or rival. Though often labeled scavengers, research shows that in many areas they hunt most of their own food. Their hunting strategy relies on endurance, cooperation, and timing rather than sheer speed. In the rhythm of the wild, hyenas are both opportunists and strategists. They adapt to changing conditions, read the land like an open book, and survive where others fall. Here, survival is not a matter of luck. It is the reward for knowing the earth, the wind, and the silent rules of the open plains. Wildebeest, weighing between 260 and 600 pounds and standing about 4.5 feet tall at the shoulder, migrate seasonally across vast grasslands. They travel in large herds, covering hundreds of miles each year in search of food and water. They can reach speeds of 40 miles per hour, but endurance is their true defense against predators. When a hyena clan spots a group separated from the main herd, the plan is set. They form a wide arc, each keeping equal distance, running while calling to stay coordinated. Their goal is to single out the weakest or youngest. The chase begins. Hyenas do not sprint at full speed right away. They take turns chasing, wearing the prey down. Constant pressure drains the wildebeest's strength. Only when the perfect moment comes do the hyenas tighten the circle and make the kill. This is the power of teamwork, patience, coordination, and reading the situation turn disadvantages in size and speed into strategic advantage. Step by step, they prove that real strength in nature lies not just in muscle, but in unity and intelligence. Rhinos, weighing over 2,000 pounds with skin nearly 2 inches thick, are among the toughest animals in the savannah. Their sharp horns are both weapons and symbols of power. Usually solitary or in small groups, they graze quietly in the sun. But when threatened, they can be fiercely aggressive. When a hyena clan spots a young rhino separated from its mother, the hunting instinct awakens. They close in slowly, forming a tightening arc. The mother stands in front, muscles tense, breath snorting through flared nostrils. The standoff becomes a test of stamina and resolve. In the wild, hunters do not always win. Sometimes, survival is not about striking, first it is about defending without breaking. African wild dogs are relentless hunters, working in packs of 10 to 20. Their speed, coordination, and hunting skills make them dangerous opponents for any predator. On a hot day, a hyena clan has just taken down an antelope and begun to feed. In the distance, barking grows louder. The wild dogs appear, moving as one. They do not attack right away, they surround, pressing from all sides. hyenas growl, defending their prize. But the dogs' numbers are overwhelming. Wave after wave of close approaches force the hyenas to give ground. Within moments, they abandon the kill to avoid injury. On the savannah, the strong win food but also know when to walk away. Today the hyenas lose, but tomorrow they will hunt again. Lions, the second largest big cats on the planet, can weigh between 270 and over 500 pounds and stand up to 4 feet tall at the shoulder. Known for their muscular strength, precise strikes, and ability to overpower opponents in one-on-one fights, a lone lion is an imposing sight. But in the wild, even the strongest can become the hunted. When a lion wanders into a hyena clan's hunting grounds, the situation changes fast. Hyenas do not attack immediately. They circle, calling loudly to summon reinforcements. One by one, they arrive, surrounding and applying pressure. The lion turns to follow each movement, staying alert, but overwhelming numbers and coordinated tactics steadily close the defensive gaps. This clash is not just muscle versus numbers. It is proof of a timeless law of nature. Persistence and unity can bring down even the mightiest. When the lion retreats, the hyenas take over, securing their dominance and control over the land. Leopards, weighing between 66 and 176 pounds and standing 2 to 2.5 feet tall at the shoulder, are masters of stealth and solitary hunting. They rely on climbing skills and explosive speed to bring down prey. After a kill, they often drag it into a tree to keep it safe from thieves. But sometimes the prey is too heavy or the timing wrong, forcing them to feed on the ground, and that is when hyenas appear. A group of hyenas picks up the scent of fresh meat from afar. They approach cautiously, watching the leopard crouched low and alert. Loud calls summon more clan members. One by one they arrive, forming a closing ring. The leopard growls, guarding its kill. The hyenas do not rush in. They circle, applying psychological pressure. A bold hyena lunges forward, forcing the leopard to leap back. In that moment, the others seize the kill and drag it away. Within minutes, the advantage is all theirs. Numbers and constant harassment leave the leopard no choice but to retreat to safety in the trees. The feast now belongs to the hyenas, reaffirming their role as top opportunistic predators of the plains. The North American bison, or buffalo, is a moving wall of muscle, weighing up to 2,000 pounds and running over 35 miles per hour. They travel in large herds, always alert to danger. Slow as they may seem, when threatened, they become charging steel. On a misty morning, a hyena clan spots an old buffalo trailing behind. They split into smaller groups, surrounding the target. The sound of distant hooves mixes with the wind, creating tense anticipation. The hyenas move constantly, changing direction to confuse and exhaust the buffalo. It fights back with powerful horn thrusts, but its strength fades. Patiently, the clan closes in. When the moment comes, they strike as one. Dust rises, and the hunt ends. Silence returns. Nature's balance is kept. The weak give way to the strong and the adaptable. The chases end after a day of turmoil. Deep tracks mark the earth, and the scent of the hunt still lingers in the wind. The hyenas leave in silence, the battlefield calm but heavy with the breath of survival. Tomorrow they will return, eyes set, instincts sharp. Here, the fight never truly ends.